Appreciate you joining me once again. We're going to be thinking about when Jacob flees, or when Jacob is sent away from his mother and father. As Esau, we spoke about yesterday, when Esau is comforting himself by intending to kill him. The hymn that we're going to consider today is the hymn "Sing to Me of Heaven."
Sing to me of heaven, sing that song of peace. From the toils that bind me, it will bring release. Burdens will be lifted that are pressing so. Showers of great blessing o'er my heart will flow. Sing to me of heaven, let me fondly dream of its golden glory, of its pearly gleam. Sing to me when shadows of the evening fall. Sing to me of heaven, sweetest song of all.
Now let's look in Genesis chapter 28. And we're looking at the account, as I said, when Jacob goes out. And let's back up a little bit of context. Isaac calls Jacob in verse 1 and blesses him. You might notice that. And charged him and said to him, "You shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take yourself a wife there of the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. May God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and multiply, that you may be an assembly of peoples, and give you the blessing of Abraham to you and your descendants, that you may inherit the land in which you are a stranger, which God gave to Abraham." So Isaac sent Jacob away. Next passage is Esau marrying an Ishmaelite. Sure, that didn't please his mother and father too much. Now verse 10, "Now Jacob went out from Beersheba and went towards Haran. So he came to a certain place and stayed there all night, because the sun had set. And he took one of the stones of that place and put it at his head, and he lay down in that place to sleep." So perhaps you can understand why the hymn was chosen, "Sing to Me of Heaven," as you consider, as tenderly and low. Look back at the hymn. "Let me fondly dream of its golden glory, of its pearly gleam. Sing to me when shadows of the evening fall. Sing to me of heaven, sing the sweetest song of all." And Jacob, with a stone for a pillow, laid down to sleep. And he's going to dream. We'll talk about the dream tomorrow. But I wanted to just consider that Jacob went out. And we've made this point, and I'm wanting to push it, that he's on a journey. He's on a journey. And we are all, I would suggest, on a journey. And here Jacob is, and Jacob needs to become who the Lord wants him to be. And so he goes out, and he goes out alone. And it is his journey. He has no children. He has no wife. He's going in pursuit of a wife. And we know what he's going to come back with. He's going to come back with more than one wife. But it is his journey. And so as we think about our journey, we need to recognize it is our journey. And at some point, it is my journey. And that, right now, on the church's website, doing podcast, do a podcast each week, and we've been looking through the Sermon on the Mount. And one of the threads that goes through the Sermon on the Mount, and you see it with charity, and you see it with praying, and you see it with fasting. Probably see it elsewhere as well in the sermon. One of the threads that you see is that it is somewhat of it is a personal journey and a private journey. When you give privately. When you pray, you go into your closet and you shut the door privately. Your Father who sees in secret. When you fast, you don't do it to be seen by men, it's private. Jacob goes out and he's all alone. He's all alone. And he lays down and he has that stone for a pillow. He has that stone for a pillow. So let's think about suffering hardship. As he took one of the stones of that place and put it at his head, and you might think about sleeping on a rock, with a rock for a pillow. And we might think about suffering hardship, because that's what the journey that we're on going to have from time to time. There will be times of blessings. There will be times of aboundings. There will also be times of abasings. The Lord will be with us. And when we think about a stone for a pillow, and let's just put it this way, that would make for a hard night. That would make for a hard night to rest. But Jacob did. And undoubtedly, as he left, it is a tumultuous time in his life. And as he's suffering hardship now, and as he's been sent out by his mother and father for different reasons, we might look at what happens to this stone. Because yes, he takes the stone for the pillow, but then after the dream, verse 18, then Jacob rose early in the morning and took the stone that he had put at his head, and he set it up as a pillar and poured oil on it. So we might consider, as the rock that he rested on became a pillar where he would make a vow, we might think about how our sufferings do not compare to the glories that await us, but also our sufferings shape us. And so we count it all joy when we fall into various trials, knowing what is produced, that it produces faith, patience, perfect work. James speaks about such things. So, as Jacob laid down, I want to look back at the hymn again. This is the third verse. Sing to me of heaven tenderly and low, till the shadows o'er me rise and swiftly go. When my heart is weary, when the day is long, sing to me of heaven, sing that old sweet song. Sing to me of heaven. Sing that song of peace. As we journey along, we might think about Jacob's journey, and we might think about that stone pillow and what that stone would become. And Jacob makes a promise. And he makes a promise because the Lord made a promise. Talk about that tomorrow. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good day. Thank you for studying along with me. Hope you tune in tomorrow for another portion of our daily praise.